let's see. We'll talk about longevity because
Is this a YouTube or
yeah,
YouTube?
it's on YouTube. So longevity. So longevity. What's a you mentioned about morning routine
Can we
already.
talk about the longevity?
Yeah, longevity. That's where you focus too, right?
Yeah, longevity. I guess anti-aging.
Oh, you talked about the gut health. Can you talk? You said something about you reminded you of about the gut health and longevity during Tony Robbins.
So when you talk about the longevity, I think it's most fundamental and important things is always gut health.
Mm-hmm.
So gut health, why it is so important is because your gut is connected to your brain, and gut is where you absorb everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
So whatever you eat, the food you eat, it has to go through your whole gut system or whole your digestive system, and if that part is not functioning very well, obviously you are not getting enough nutrients,
right.
But not only that, you are most likely getting sick. So digestive system is most important part of your health, I always say, and always most important. It's most fundamental and most basic things, because I'm a nutritionist, and when I talk about the nutrition,
it's all in the gut.
Unfortunately, I cannot suggest everything for the people who have digestive issue, which I actually had. I had a IBS and SIBO,
right.
And when I had it, I was actually in school. I was learning about nutrition, and I was in the school. Whatever the food they mention, superfood, and talk about a lot of nutrients, talk about a lot of different food, talk about the different diet, talk about different cooking method, everything. I could not apply any of them.
Oh, why?
None of them, because I had IBS.
Oh.
I had to fix my gut in order to absorb all different kinds of nutrients.
Right. So it doesn't matter how good it was, like organic
I had
or
to
like
fix my gut
first
before anything.
Right.
So I went on to obviously a lot of different programs for healing my IBS. It took me 3 years.
3 years
to completely heal. I'm still probably healing, but it's been almost more than 5 years.
Wow.
But it took me solid 3 years to actually feel good,
right.
and not worrying when I eat. Because
right.
when you have IBS, I don't know if anyone has IBS.
A lot of people have IBS.
I'm pretty sure you understand it, that it's really suck because you can't eat anything.
Things to trigger
you have to be so picky,
right.
So you can eat out, most likely you can you most likely drink, you can most likely socialize,
right.
And so many issues that are related to gut. So
it's not just IBS. Like gut has so many different diseases, like the SIBO, and then PCOS, and then there's IBD.
PCOS? No, that's for the female. But the digestive system is one of the most important things to always take care.
Right.
I think before anything. That's the most important topic. Most important topic.
And without that, you think it affects person's aging?
Of course, because you're not absorbing anything if you are not your
from
digestive
your food
system. So think about the digestive system. So where your digestive system start?
Mouth.
Your mouth first,
right.
And it goes to your stomach. Goes to your small intestine and large intestine. Of course, it's a little bit of different things, but that's like roughly the root. Yeah. And in that process, you are going to absorb. That's the reason why we have digestive system. It's to absorb the nutrients from food that we don't make with just our body. We as a human being, we must eat because we need to get nutrients, and obviously energies from the food. That's the reason why digestive system exists. Digestive system doesn't exist because you are supposed to enjoy the food. It's actually not. No, we were meant to eat because that's how we function.
Oh, for energy.
Yes, we
Not
need
for pleasure.
nutrients because we don't it's not that's a difference between like the relationship of eating habit, I think,
Mhm.
because I don't actually eat for pleasure.
Oh,
Never.
never?
I actually only eat for not never, but I'm so conscious about eating is about for my health. Eating is really just nourishing myself. That's why like it's so bad taste of food.
Mm.
Like most people say it's too healthy.
Mm.
It's like I feel like more it's bitter and the more tastes bad, I feel like so good.
Because you're not going for the pleasure of it.
I feel
You're-
like it's just nourishment.
It's like, I'm cleaning you.
Yeah.
I'm helping you. I'm
Yeah.
detoxing you.
So I
like
like that,
that's why
actually.
the more bitter, you're not even focusing on that. You're focusing on how it can help you clean.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
From your gut, from your system, from your
Mhm.
liver, from everything. And when you're doing your daily cleanse, then that's when you don't have to worry about it. And I think a lot of people who we talked about earlier, like fat loss people who go through fat loss will feel sick, and that's because the bad stuff, the toxin is living in the fat. So when we release a lot of
Toxicity
fat,
is always in the fat.
it release the fat because you're losing fat, so it's getting released in your body to get out of your body. And through that process, that's a loss of releasing poison.
Yeah.
And if your liver is not ready, you're pretty much screwed. And you'll feel very bad.
Very, very sick.
And that's why I guess it's a bad cycle then, because if I was overweight with a lot of fat like everywhere, I want to feel better, I want to be healthier, but every time I lose weight, I get super sick, so I get really scared, and I probably will blame on so many different things. And I would say, I'm not doing this again because it's not fun. Losing fat is already not fun.
I actually got complained before when I put someone on the weight loss program.
Yeah.
And someone got really, really sick.
Yeah.
But you kind of actually have to feel really sick before get better though. Any healing actually, when you do any healing like gut healing or any kinds of actually healing, like obviously detox program, weight loss program, you're most likely get really sick before it gets better, because a lot of time toxicity has to be released from somewhere, right? And it has to actually go through your body. So a lot of time that people think that the detox makes me feel like so good right away. Not really true, that you actually get really sick before you get better. So that's something that you always want to like expect. And when you obviously do any kinds of that kind of program, you want to work with practitioner. You don't want to just do because you read it. It's actually very dangerous to do on your own, like any weight loss, keto diet or different diet, without like nutritionists, without naturopaths, without any alternative medicine doctors. It's actually very dangerous. I would never recommend doing that without proper advice.
Right. So detox is very important.
To work with someone.
Yeah, to work with someone. Yeah.
When you do it.
So back to longevity, like, so other than like making sure we're clear of mercury for longevity. So if you want to live longer, you want to do the morning things right. You want to detox, right? The lymphatic system. You talk about lymphatic system. Like, why do you care so much about the lymphatic system when you want to be like longevity, like living longer?
Well,
why is that?
I think the word longevity is kind of like gets a little confusing for a lot of people, because like what is like longevity? A lot of people say, oh, just living long is longevity.
No,
not really.
Quality of life.
Yeah, I think it's a one. The longevity is such a like a trendy word, I think a lot of people use. But now the longevity for me is that the human expectancy can be extremely long.
How is extremely? 300.
Like some people say 300.
300.
Almost no death.
300 no death.
With the technology we have.
300. So we're babies
No.
now. Like we're not even 1/4.
Yeah, so there's a like really good documentary. I actually recommend it to you.
Yeah, longevity.
Yeah, longevity hackers.
Longevity hackers.
Is
Go on.
explaining that in like 5 years, 5 to 10 years later, almost like new 40 become new 20. That's become a norm, and almost like your death is no longer something that you might not need to face.
You don't need to die.
And cancer or any disease no longer might be no longer that you don't have to anything to worry about, because the technology is
So advanced
that we can actually manage so well.
Yeah.
So that's like a field of longevity which is really really exciting, I find.
Yeah.
I love that type of field that medical medicine field is becoming so big that using integrating AI and technologies, which moves so much faster than it used to be, and it's very fascinating topic, I find.
Crazy.
Yeah, but when I talk about like even like people talk about technologies and different type of medicine and every kinds of like extra thing, like obviously the biohacking, there's so many biohackers.
So many.
There's so many different kind. Always the most basic things that you always have to come back is your diet. Obviously exercise. Yeah, it's just your lifestyle.
Diet. And
No
so
matter
when
what.
you say diet, does that include water?
Yes.
So diet and water. Like a lot of people don't like to drink water.
That's because with age you're gonna lose your sense of thirst.
All right.
It's not like you probably don't want to drink. It's most likely you don't feel the thirst. So you always want to be very conscious about drinking water. You kind of want to make it just as a lifestyle,
Right.
Like everything has to be just your lifestyle. It's not like you're putting on a program, but it's becoming more your lifestyle. That's something that I think
become a
you
lifestyle.
want to be very mindful to have that type of mindset. Is there like any questions or something?
Not usually not on here. How much? I don't know how much you're talking about. Let me end this first.